let's work this out. Bear with me, okay? Let's work this out here, okay? What does it really mean to say that nature is a cold, calculating formula with no emotion, with no intentional intelligence? I know your instinct. I know a lot of our instincts is to at least eliminate a lot of those words that I just used right there. At least eliminate a lot of them, like anything that mimics our behavior. We don't think nature has these things. We think, you know what I mean? There's not choices. Nature doesn't have an emotion, right? But think with me. Analyze with me. What does it mean for nature to just be a mechanical thing? Okay? That doesn't change, that doesn't eliminate our possibility for using our emotional terms and for using our range of free will type of terms for nature as well. Okay? What we're doing is we're getting trapped in the idea of a very specific logic, a very specific factual behavior from nature, and we're thinking that because of that, okay, nature is not a thing. Nature, it's our description of a mechanic that occurs. But this is not true, because here's where we go wrong. Okay, bear with me. Here's where we go wrong. When we look at an engine, we can definitely understand mechanical operation of something. But nature is not just an engine, okay? Nature is also producing. The engine produces an energy, okay? An energy that through a conversion of processes and product, it produces an energy which the car uses to move, right? And to function, okay? Nature's doing the same thing. So what is the product of energy that nature produces? A biology. That's big time, okay? So, okay, if you think of like a human being as nature and it produces an engine to accomplish objectives and to overcome obstacles and stuff like that, well, if we look at nature as a human, as an entity, and what did it do, okay, the nature of things, what did it do in order to overcome an obstacle, in order to accomplish an objective, okay, it developed a biology. What do you like better, the engine or the biology? I like biology because biology eventually led to the engine. No, seriously, okay, it's genius. Okay, what we're doing is now what we're starting to understand is we cannot look at things around us as truly or significantly separate from the nature. They are the choices of nature. Now let's tie it back in. We could start this. We don't have to look at nature as only we don't only have to look at the mechanical side of nature. We could start to see that that it has operated in such a way as to produce outcomes, okay, that relative to its nature, okay, we are looking at possibly equivalent behaviors. We are looking at things that are equivalent to our behaviors. We are looking at behavior that is equivalent to our behavior. Okay. You're saying, well, what are you talking about, Chris? What you're thinking now? Like, what are you getting at? Nature. Let's not beat around the bush. So nature has emotion. If I was to make a complicated argument, okay, that nature does have an emotion that very similar to what we have, okay, I would suggest that we need to look at it through the expression, what is expressed, what is possible. So nature's emotion is our emotion. The emotion that we have, okay, is coming from nature. We're not separate from nature. We are a product of nature. We are a result of nature. Okay? So when we say we have emotion, when we say we have free will, okay, you're saying nature has free will because we're looking at each other specifically. We're looking at each other like I'm me, you're you, we're two individuals in this whole thing. But that's not what nature sees, okay? What nature sees is a much more, which nature sees all those distinctions the same way the body has red blood cells and white blood cells, okay? But we understand that both the red blood cells and the white blood cells make up the larger picture, make up the overall system, okay? Which is the body. And it's the same for us. So because any one specific, let's say, because let's say because a function in the body is connected specifically to certain tissue but not others, okay, we then say that the body doesn't have that. Okay, the body doesn't have that, just those tissues have that. You see how you totally, I'm going to review that again, but do you see exactly what I'm getting at here? Okay, only the heart produces an electrical impulse, but not the body. Do you see how, okay, specifically when we're specifying where the electrical impulse comes from, yes, it is expressed, let's say, for example, okay, is it expressed through those AV nodes and stuff in the heart? That's where, okay, we can find the actual occurrence of that, okay? But that's housed in the body. So at the same time, we would not be wrong for saying the body can produce an electrical impulse. The body can fight off diseases. But we also know that specifically, okay, certain things are mainly part of that fight, okay? But they still make up the body. So it's the same thing for nature. It's the same thing. Whatever happens, whatever is produced, whatever develops, okay, that's nature. That's nature behind it. That's nature solving things. That's nature fighting, developing, okay? We represent nature, right? We represent nature. We're the product of nature. So what we can accomplish, what we can achieve, in a general sense, okay, we understand that must have some kind of benefit, that must serve some kind of purpose. Now back to what we said in the first video, whether that's very early on, okay, and whether that's actually in the bigger picture negative and we can be much better, okay, we understand that the fact that there can be a process, the fact that there can be a development of things, okay, that has to be good, that has to be beneficial. Even if along the way, or some of those possible developments can be negative, okay, nature operates in terms of what we're understanding, in terms of benefit, in terms of accomplishing, in terms of overcoming, okay, and achieving. So if nature allows a developmental process, okay, even if negative things could happen from it, we understand overall, or for the most part, more good than bad comes from it. We also, okay, based on behaviors of evolution, adaptation, and development, and selection, we understand that if at some point or at some extended period of time or whatnot, more bad than good comes from that development, from that process, probably it would phase out or change again. And this is not speculation. We observe that through other behaviors and other functions from an organism and from a system.